Fantastic Four First Steps has finally came out after years upon years upon years of waiting for this. Spoilers! Not gonna go over everything scene by scene, just the main important stuff, but I did leave my initial review as vague enough because of some stuff that I either didn't know was in it or didn't think it had a crucial role. Like something that I didn't know was gonna be so important was Franklin. I knew that she was pregnant going in from the trailer, but I didn't actually think she would give birth. I didn't know he was actually going to be in it. I saw Franklin was going to be in it from either a statue or a figure that got revealed. I forget which one it was, but it was one of them. And I didn't know he was going to be so damn important. I thought it was just give birth to the kid and then push him off to the side. And we actually see Sue give birth in about the middle of the movie. And it was a nice, beautiful little silent family moment that just kind of brought all of them together. Made me shed a tear, honestly. It was very, very nice to watch. Now, like I said in my original review, I love that they zoomed right past the C-list villains that they fought over the years. Because, really, who knows who they are besides, like, hardcore fans? And who's the two villains that the general public knows as the Fantastic Four villains? Doctor Doom, Galactus. That's it. Now, like I said, I really love their family dynamic. They really felt like a family. They really felt like Marvel's first family incarnate on screen. They eat together, they live together, they have the Baxter building, they do research there. Now, one thing I heard that was like a false report before this movie ever came out was that Sue was going to be the leader of the team this time. Alright, different take on it. Interesting, but different. Nah, that's not true at all if you actually watch it. Reed is clearly the leader of this team. They look to him for ideas. They look to him for support. They look to him to be like, hey, what are we going to do with this situation? He's clearly the leader of this team. I don't know how that report got even officiated that she was the leader, because she is not. You know who was in this? Who is just such an obscure part of the team and Fantastic Four lore that I absolutely love was part of it? Herbie! I love that Herbie was in because he's such an obscure part of the lore that it's just so cool to see in live action, and it looks great. It's a helpful little robot that is part of their little family. It's so nice to see. Now, funny enough, do you know why Herbie was made? Was because in the 60s cartoon, Herbie was added in to replace Johnny. Why did they replace Johnny? Because of the fact that they were afraid that kids would set themselves on fire. That's so stupid that it's actually funny and believable. Speaking of obscure stuff that's part of the Fantastic Four lore, Mole Man. He was one of the villains that they kind of brushed through in the montage in the beginning. You don't think anything of him. You don't think he's going to come back, right? No, he actually does come back by the end of it and plays a pretty pivotal role. Only for about, 3 minutes at most, but still he makes an impact. It was pretty funny, too, for how short of a time he had on screen. That joke he had towards Johnny of, hey, I didn't dress you, now did I? It's actually pretty funny. I will give that. The movie itself is very funny. I laughed in all the parts I was supposed to laugh at. It very much had Thunderbolts type humor where if you didn't pay attention to the joke, you definitely missed it. Very subtle jokes, very subtle humor. But you have the big jokes too, but they're all very funny. They all very much land. Once we actually get an establishment of who these people are, who this family is, and the connection that we get to have towards them, we actually finally get the plot kicking in, which is Silver Surfer comes down, revealing that she's a herald of Galactus. Galactus is going to come there, he's going to destroy their planet. Pretty simple, stop Galactus. Which I actually really like in the beginning that we find out which numbered Earth this is in the multiverse. It's Earth 828. Which is actually a really cool Easter egg because of the fact that is Jack Kirby's birthday, the creator of the Fantastic Four. That's such a nice little Easter egg. I love it. You know what I actually really liked about this Silver Surfer compared to the 2007 one? We actually get way more backstory. We actually get a reason of why this person is doing this thing. She was a sacrifice for her family to be a herald of Galactus to save her Earth. So after finding out about the big bad of Galactus, they're like, hey, let's go try to bargain with the guy. Maybe we can talk him out of this whole, destroying Earth thing. So they suit up, go into space again, and kick it into hyperdrive. which their hyperdrive really reminds me of how Star Wars does hyperdrive. Just that really colorful way of looking at it. Just a circular thing, just zooms right past. It's so cool to see. I love it. And they find a planet that Galactus is currently destroying. Try to save it, try to help out, but kind of fail to do so. And Shala Bal appears and goes to take them to talk to Galactus. We find out that Shala is doing this against her will. She doesn't want to, but she kind of has to. Kind of just thrown into a situation that she doesn't want to be in. Bring Galactus to whatever planet he's going to destroy, and he eats them like Big Macs. We finally get our first real glimpse of Galactus on screen, and holy shit, like I said, that dude is scary looking. Absolutely crazy to comprehend the size of this guy. You see later that an average-sized human looks like the size of his foot. This dude is absolutely gigantic. He puts Giant Man to shame. So as a bargain for Earth's protection, he asks for the boy, the baby, the one that's in Sue's stomach. They obviously say no. You know what he does? Just touches her stomach and makes her give birth right then and there. It's like, no, I'm getting that kid in one way or the other. From that, we get a really fun action sequence of a lot of stuff happening at once. Sue is giving birth. They're trying to escape back to Earth. Silver Surfer's chasing them down, and Galactus is restrained. It's a lot going on at once. And to bring some levity to the intense situation, they keep on making this running joke that Johnny is now in a relationship with Shala, and Ben keeps on making fun of him for it. It's actually really funny. So how do they stop Silver Surfer chasing them down? They trap her in a time vortex, which keeps her trapped in place for a month. And like I said, her giving birth was just a beautiful moment. Made me tear up a little bit, honestly. And they return back to Earth and are like, okay, how do we solve this inevitable problem? So Reed has this genius idea of, hey, I've built a teleporter that can teleport something small like an egg. Can it teleport something big like the Earth from one place to the other? Just make a gigantic version of it. Hopefully it can work. They would have to build all around Earth, and it would take a ton of power and electricity to make happen. So the human population gets into a giant coordinated synchronization that, hey, we all shut off our electricity at this exact time. This needs to work. We get out of Galactus' way. An insane idea that requires a ton of human popularity synchronization to it. But hey, can you think of anything better? So as they're trying to coordinate this plan, they realize, hey, wherever Galactus comes from, he's going to cause destruction from where he's coming from. And we got to get people out of that way so we can save some lives here. What do they do with that? We find out earlier that Mole Man made a society of people underground. So we bring back Mole Man. I forgot about him, honestly. Until they brought him back, I'm like, oh, that actually makes a lot of sense of why you would do that. His little underground society is kind of like the Disney World of Earth 828, but, you know, a little bit more dirty. So how do we get Galactus to come to Earth? Give him what he wants. Use Franklin as a decoy. Not a bad idea. But as this happens, Johnny takes him over back to the Baxter building, and as they just about get what they want, Galactus stops right before they get to where he needs him to be. And realizes, hey, he's not here anymore. He's over there. Galactus uses his zoom vision, goes to the Baxter building, and they clearly see, hey, he's trying to get Franklin, but they're all trying to stop him, fail to do so. Even little Herbie. Herbie tries to stop him too. And he couldn't get it done. Galactus just reaches into the building, just grabs the little baby, and is like, hey, this is mine now. But, oh boy. That pissed off Sue. Mama Bear mode kicks in. She just goes full power over 9,000 with that shit. And just takes out Galactus, using all her power, just draining all her energy and pretty much her lifespan. You know, I was even thinking during the entire fight, like, why does no one not try to just sweep him off his legs? He's gigantic. Bigger they are, harder they fall. Sue was actually the genius one in this situation, where she tripped him into the trap that they had set for him, and Reed uses his stretchiness, goes up, gets Franklin. Franklin's safe. Alright, get down from there. Push Galactus into there. Perfect, he's gone. Problem taken care of. Nope, he reaches back through and is like, nah, you ain't getting rid of me yet. Back in Reed's stretchy arms, Franklin's safe, city's safe, all is well. Except for Sue dies, which was actually kind of tear-jerking, to be honest. And she was laying there dead. It was a hard moment. It hit hard. Reed's trying to do CPR on her. It just doesn't work. And even the audience was kind of like, oh, wow, like, this is different, but it's okay. No Sue for the rest of the Fantastic Four? Okay, bit different, but alright. And he lays Franklin down on her for him to say his goodbyes. And we see that Franklin does have powers. And Reed was doing tests on him before he was born, saying, hey, he doesn't have powers. It's okay. He's not going to have anything like us. Galactus was right. He's going to have powers, and he does. Not sure exactly what that power was, but it brought his mama back to life. And that's all that really counts. And we get a nice little family moment of them just doing a big old group hug, the 5 of them. And we end with them going on a talk show. Have to be interrupted from that. Get an alert that a crime is happening. And they go off to do that. Get in the Fantastic Car. And it's actually a pretty funny running joke that guys don't know how to set up a baby seat in the car. And they play into that in this, where all 3 guys are trying to set it up. Even with their powers, they can't get it done. And they zoom off. Cut to credits. Audience applaud. Man, what a fantastic film. Absolutely loved it. Like I said, I was trying to find something to not like about it. I still can't think of something I didn't like about it, even a few hours after seeing it. I really think that this is going to solidify the characters for fans for just years to come. Now, the post-credit scenes. Post-credit scene, I could really give or take. Really didn't matter in the long run. Mid-credit scene, oh boy, stay for that. That is going to be important for the future to come of the MCU. Now, I'm going to discuss what they are. Spoiler warning. 3, 2, 1. Holy... Oh my god. That mid-credit scene blew my mind. But 5 years later, and we see that Sue is reading to not-so-baby Franklin. And just really cute mother-son moment. She goes off to go get him another book. Herbie recommends American History, which was pretty funny. She gets the other book. Here's a powerful sound. I immediately knew what it was. And she goes over, in Mama mode, has her powers activated, slowly approaches, looks over the TV. We see a dark green cloak and a metal mask. Dr. Doom, my theater went nuts for this. We screamed like maniacs. Oh my god, I'm so excited for Dr. Doom to come. I am so excited for Doomsday next year. We found out earlier in the year that through the cast list that the Fantastic Four is going to be in this, and they confirmed even afterwards on screen, the text on screen said that the Fantastic Four will return in Avengers Doomsday. Hallelujah, baby. I am so excited for this. I am so pumped for Avengers Doomsday. I'm one of the huge supporters that think RDJ is going to kill it as Dr. Doom. And to finally see the Fantastic Four, a great interpretation of them on screen, interacting with other Marvel characters that have been on screen for years at this point. The MCU is finally really becoming like a real-life comic at this point. It's just beautiful to see. Now for the post-credit scene, it's just... They had a cartoon in-universe that was the same style as the 60s cartoon in real life, but it was in the style of how the actual movie was made, which was cute, you know, it's a cute little idea. Showed the intro of them fighting villains, and I'm pretty sure I saw a Sentinel in there, I'm confident of that. And Ben actually says, in the cartoon, it's clobbering time, but refuses to say it in real life. Johnny keeps on getting him to say it, and throughout the movie, keeps on trying to get him to say it, and he just refuses, like, I'm not doing it, it's not my thing. And finally, at a point, he just punches Galactus right in the face, saying, it's clobbering time! Which, that got a loud cheer from myself in my theater. That's a fanboy moment right there. The scene, I guess, was cute, but, like, it really could have been either here or there. It really didn't need to be there. I feel like it would have made more sense if they swapped the two. Put the post-credit scene where the mid-credit scene, the mid-credit scene where the post-credit scene was. Would have just made more sense because you leave the more important, impactful thing for the future at the end. Either way, I'm hyped about this. This was a fantastic film. I can't think of anything I didn't like, honestly. I mean, tell me your spoiler thoughts. Leave them in the comments below. And stay safe, stay sexy, stay fantastic.